Beginner review. And let me just check if it's a middle review as well. While I was checking, one of the things popped up in my recommended for some reason. Well, I say for some reason, I know the reason. The video by fosh popped up where it was like, I made these people think we went to the wrong airport. That's not... No, Max, don't. What if they end up wasting however much money on a plane ticket to the correct airport? You devious bastard. But let me just check. Nope. Not a... This is a beginner review. It's good. The only problem I have with it is that I'm pretty sure it's impossible to do everything in one run, because like the first level, you have to... There's a challenge to beat that level in 6 minutes or less. But if you want to pick up all the collectibles, it's going to take more than 6 minutes. And that's just BS. I don't really have anything else to say. So, this is Twitter as of 27 past 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the 25th of May 2023. Is baby formula tasty? All this talk about it making me curious. It's a winner. Even I could make it work, and I took a nice picture of myself in 50 years. Man's even using it as his profile photo. Boris Johnson takes full responsibility after Sue Gray report is published. Well, what's next? What will we do after this? Oh, the same thing where we just keep on going. We need to kick out Boris Johnson for Partygate. Okay. What if Partygate was fabricated and there was evidence that it didn't happen? And I'm not saying that that's what I believe. I know that it happened, but just what if it didn't happen? Would you all still say we need to kick out Boris Johnson for Partygate? But I mean, hey, say we kick him out for this, or he resigns. What now? I think I know. What will happen is that he will still be, or not we, you people will still be saying that, you know, all this is because of Boris, even though it isn't Boris, it's whoever the next PM will be, which is what you all do with Donald Trump. Anything that's happened this year, I will blame it on Trump. Okay, so my dad told me about this next thing. Apparently the person that did it was trans, and the first person that they killed was their granny. I think I know why. Because the granny is old and has very traditional beliefs about gender. Just gender. So the granny would probably be calling their trans grand person a bundle of sticks a lot. But anyway, town of Uvalde in Texas was heartbroken after a teen entered Robb Elementary School and opened fire, killing 19 children and 2 adults. It's yet another bleak reminder of America's gun problem. Elementary school? I'm pretty sure that's the American equivalent of a primary school. How old was this person? Like, how old was the shitter? Because if the person was trans, then... I mean, you know, I think that if you're going to shut up a school, you'd shut up the school that you attend at the time. Right? You know, if you're in secondary school, you wouldn't shut up your primary school. You shut up your secondary school. I know it sounds like I'm trying to like justify it or rationalize it, but I'm not. I'm just trying to make sense of what happened. So, was the shitter like a child? And I have to get political on this part, but what is a primary school child doing being trans? But anyway, it's another bleak reminder of, I've already said that, I think. Well, I mean, here's the thing. That face when you realise how many more kids have to die is not a rhetorical question or a political statement, but rather it's a threat that they will do anything to take your guns from you. Hashtag I believe Johnny Depp. TMZ seeks to block Johnny Depp from calling ex-employee to testify. Why? I mean, you could come up with some BS excuse like, oh, we don't want to get involved in it. I mean, you are literally a gossip news website. Like, you're possibly the only website that does not claim to be real news. Like, you only admit that you are gossip because there are other news sources, media, and all that claim to be mainstream or proper news, but actually are gossip, like Good Morning Britain. But just like it's obvious why you're not allowing the person to testify. It's because you believe Amber Heard is innocent, don't you? I just want to read a couple of tweets. I've already read these out. When Amber Heard was arrested for domestic violence in 2009, she cried homophobia even though the arresting officer was a lesbian. Now that she's being accused of domestic violence again, she's crying sexism. The common denominators are. Jennifer Hoyle wasn't speaking up for either Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. She spoke up for Whitney Heard, a woman who is yet another victim of Amber's abuse. This isn't a gender war. It's about the truth. John is currently telling the jury in courtroom about when Amber abused him and ended up cutting his finger off, and this is her reaction. Seems mildly understood. Look at that cocky smile. Yeah, I cut my husband's finger off. Guess you could say I'm a pretty cool dude. I probably could have made an American Psycho reference there, but I didn't. She's frightening now. Oh no! Oh no! I don't even know what that is. Oh, that does look like she has a scar running from her mouth up to nearly her eye, like Joker in Dark Knight. That's all the evidence you need right now. They're right there to know this woman is insane. Wednesday marks the 2-year anniversary of George Floyd's death. Wow, I almost forgot that George Floyd existed, even though I mentioned him yesterday. Just you're not gonna do this for everyone. Like all the other people that died, I don't know any of those other people that died because they're not special for some reason. Right, Bad Bunny, I'm pretty sure he's a rapper or something, but why is he a superhero? Oh, they mean literally? I thought they meant like he's a superhero for doing something. I didn't know that meant that he'll be joining the MCU or whatever. But I mean, what movie is he doing? Yeah, but what is he doing? I'm gonna pause the video soon. Okay, El Muerto, who I think is the guy that Spider-Man fights in the first Tobey Maguire movie. He's in the comics as well, and that's how the story goes. I think in the comics, it's just that Amazing Spider-Man didn't do it or didn't show it, and Homecoming doesn't show his origins. It's just it's the Sony versus cash grabs because they're making so many movies of. I think they're making Venom 3. I mean, it's probably definite at this point they're making Venom 3, despite the fact that they're not doing well. they'll probably make a Morbius sequel just because, oh, it's a meme, therefore it must be, people must like the movie. Madam Web movie. There's supposed to be a movie about some twins, or maybe that's DC, I don't know. El Muerto. Just a bunch of, like, spider family. Okay, so people are emphasizing the fact that an AR-15 was used to kill the people in the Texas shooting, because for some reason AR-15 is the thing that the people who want gun control mention all the time. They say stuff like it's a. They said something stupid. They said it was like a. It was both fully automatic and semi-automatic at the same time. Like, they said it was semi-automatic. Wait, no. Just they said something stupid that makes no sense. So basically, like, automatic and semi-automatic at the same time. I don't know much about guns, but I know that that's not possible. Oh no, they said that it's right. So the AR-15 is a semi-automatic rifle, which means it fires one bullet when you hold down the trigger, like with an automatic gun. If you pull down the trigger, or you hold the trigger, multiple bullets will pop out. If it's a 30 mag gun, then as long as you keep the trigger held down, it will fire 30 bullets. But with an AR-15, even if you have, say, 15 in the magazine, it will only fire one at a time, so you need to constantly tap it. But the media said that the AR-15 is fully automatic, when it isn't. Right, so he killed 21 people. So he fired at least 21 shots. Or, you know, he pulled the trigger at least 21 times. So, sorry, Republicans, but I'm pretty sure that when they wrote the Second Amendment, the Founding Fathers were not referring to assault rifles that can shoot dozens of elementary school children at once. At this point, it seems like you people are just trying to... You don't actually care about the dead children. You just want to prove your point right. But do we know where he got the gun from? Like, if we ban guns, then that doesn't matter. And I said this before last time that we just shouldn't. But if this person was planning on doing it, like, he knew he wanted to get a gun and shoot these people, so he goes and buys one. Wait, did it say it was... I think I heard somewhere that it was 18th birthday. 18th birthday. Right, he buys them. Okay. So he didn't get them from his dad or whatever. So he goes and buys these guns and kills the people. Let's rewind and ban guns from being sold. It is illegal to sell a gun now. And use the same argument that pro-lifers use when it comes to banning abortion. Black market gun dealers. He goes to a black market gun dealer, buys 2 AR-15s, and kills 21 people. The point is that the guy was planning on committing a crime anyway. So he does not care about the extra charge of illegally buying a gun. Because the punishment for that is nothing compared to the punishment that he'll get for killing 21 people. This is in the state of Texas, which I'm going to assume has the death penalty. So that's why it doesn't really work. In fact, Australia did it, and Australia's murder rate went up. God, what you doing, man? Killer, Portuguese man of war invades beaches. Locals warn don't swim. The species can deliver a powerful sting, which is powerful enough to kill fish and has occasionally killed humans. So a person shoots a cop who is executing at 3 a.m. No knock warrant. That's okay then? Just want to make sure. I am here in a sea of unfathomably based replies. The tweet below is a great example of why you should learn a little bit about the person you're replying to before attempting a gotcha.
I just want 16 gram of Charlie. Hey, I'll have a great night. Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, I just want 16.
I love my country. I love when people are like, you can be funny on PC, which, yeah, that is true, but they always, without fail, proceed to show you the most unfunniest crap you've ever seen in your life. I get told that a lot. I reflected on it for a while until I realised that being funny and on PC is a lot more fun. From being a UFC hopeful to becoming a violent lunatic currently serving over 30 years in prison, The Crazy Life of War Machine, which is his legal name, by the way. I've actually seen the video and it's good enough. I was actually able to pay attention to it while playing a game. Probably because I knew a bit about his story because of Gamer from Mars made a video about his wife. Say something nice about the British? No. I would say free healthcare, but it's not really that good. As an American who moved to a country with sensible gun laws, let me say clearly, you don't have to live in a society where kids routinely get shot in school. Right? Stop saying stuff like that like it's treated as normal. Right? It's unfortunate, and it's not treated as normal, dickhead. Where children practice active shooter drills. I guess there hasn't been as many school shootings in, I don't know, Belgium. So might as well not teach the Belgians how to make sure that they're safe in a school shooting, just in case that does happen. It doesn't matter how low the percentage of school shootings are. You should still teach shooter drills, dumbass. Also, I forgot to mention this, but see the amount of school shootings in America, it's exaggerated. Like, there's an example of a guy who killed himself with a gun at like 10 p.m. in a school. Right, so he was the only one there and he killed himself. But the fact that it was with a gun and it was in a school, it got classified as a school shooting. Where society has grown numb to mass shootings happening every few days. There was one mass shooting in Britain last year. 5 people died. When was the last UK mass shooting before that? 2010. America has made a choice to regularly tolerate the mass slaughter of innocent civilians. Republicans continue to affirm that choice after every massacre. Don't pretend that you know what's going on in Britain. Right? You know how hard it is to know what's going on in Britain? It's impossible. I've been living here 17 years. I don't know what's going on. UK has no right to keep and bear arms. They also have no right to free speech. We have both written unequivocally in the Constitution. Neither can be revoked without amending that document. Feel free to try. We very much have freedom of speech here in the UK. Yeah, really, do we? What about Marcus? What about me? What happened to me wasn't nearly as bad as what happened to Marcus, but it's still pretty bad. We're also very proud of our gun laws. I'm not. No, it don't, Helen. Multiple people have been arrested for speech in the UK. Also, yeah, no, we are not proud of our gun laws. What a weird characterization. Can you name one? Yeah, he steals my jokes on Twitter. What was he charged with? Oh, yeah, not just talking. Actually, yes, it was. I said words. People got offended. Also, we do not have freedom of speech in the UK. We have one of the lowest rankings in the West. So what were you charged with? You were acting so knowledgeable on the subject, I thought you knew. Section 127 of the Comms Act, posting a grossly offensive message online, so words that offended people. Sorry, you barely register my radar, which is... You trying to pull a literally who? It was in the news once. Oh yeah, once, really? It's bad people make articles about him all the time, 6 years later. That didn't really pay any attention. Did you just admit that you act like an expert in things when you know nothing about them? LMAO. Nope. Did you get even less funny? But you did. No, I got even funnier, which I didn't even think was possible. It's my influence. This is usually where I back up my follower and say yes I would, but not this one. This is targeted harassment. Grossly offensive communication. So, what is it you don't like about democracy? Law created by a democratically mandated government to prevent a specific offence? Or do you think people should be able to be as abusive as they want to be on any basis? This law was created by Labour MPs and not for a democratic vote. Care to try again? Delusional, I think, was the word you were grasping for. Not funny. Do you still call yourself an edgelord? Was it? He literally is. That was quite funny. Anyway, as I just told your bitch, I'm bored of both of you now, so feel free to claim victory and say whatever makes you happy. Bye. I would want to leave too if everyone's laughing at me for being wrong about literally everything. Also, you said that you said bye. You're gonna go. Why'd you come back, Dick? But that's your shtick, shtick, isn't it? Make statement claim everyone is laughing at the recipient. Comedy genius. I thought you were leaving. My point must have really hit home if I pulled you back out of your fun-filled evening. I'm just genuinely interested to know if you still use the edgelord thing. Do you know what irony is, or comedic irony? Just want to make sure an explanation wouldn't be a waste of time. Every time I see girls in pants in Florida, I can't help but think of Marcus. Literally, why? Aleb, but Stalin can't be all good. Why won't you criticize me? Stalin did mistakes, and I, along with every honest Marxist, know this more than anyone else, but I refuse to criticize him with those who base knowledge of him comes from liberal sources who won't move on. In fact, any honest discussion about Stalin's policies can only be done through a Marxist lens, discussion of their merits and their flaws. Liberals can only moan about, oh my MG, gulag, the more brain dead. Like, dude, the gulags were literally human rights violations. He treated them. People in gulags were treated like not even like dogs, because at least dogs get petted. They got treated like flies in gulags. Stalin was evil because of horrible things he did, like the Holodomor. No, I'm not speaking through a Marxist lens. States are inherently evil. You're kind of going full anarchist, aren't you, Marcus? Is he, though? I prefer the term private law society. You have a big PP. I do not. No, my PP is small. You can't just keep spreading lies and conspiracy theories. Dude, your penis is obviously huge. We're standing 25 feet away from each other. It's in my face. I can't even see the head. So this Max Fosh, he's one of those people that likes to do the extreme, like becoming a member of the royal family and getting Chad Hurley to subscribe to his YouTube channel, because apparently this is worth 11 minutes of my time. But I'm gonna look at his most recent video I made. Tourists think they land at the wrong airport, which you need to cut down that title. I know a way that you can cut down that title. Making people think they're at the wrong airport prank. Because that's ultimately what this video most likely will be, a prank.
Passengers flying into Gatwick were in a state of panic.
Made letters saying welcome to Luton. Air passengers flying into Gatwick.
That's really funny.
Everyone's thinking that we've been diverted.
It's in the Daily Mail, the Daily Telegraph.
What is driving the internet crazy?
That's my kind of gag.
Gotcha. Now, I've always wanted to have a viral news story, one that attracted all the best and worst types of attention. Max died. And it was when I was flying into London a few months ago.
God, I mean, even from like the first thing he said, before he even read out that tweet, I was like, yeah, this guy's going to be even worse than Nico.
That I remembered something. There was a guy in America who had written "Welcome to Cleveland" on his roof, and it's been there for the last...
So you've stolen it. You've stolen this idea from someone who did it in America.
34 years.
See how he said, why'd you do it? And I said, it was Wednesday.
Only problem is, he was from Milwaukee. This was silly enough to pique my interest, and so I wanted to do my own version in the UK.
My life is just peg, peg, peg.
Wait.
My life is so terrible. I wake up and I have to make these YouTube videos. Or you could just be a normal human being and don't make videos like this. You want to be a YouTuber, make, you know, good content, like anything else. Not pranks.
No. And before I figured out what I would write...
Also, by the way that this guy is talking and acting is the way that I expected Nico to talk and act. I mean, they're acting the same way, basically, but it's just that I guess that Nico's from the north and Max is from the south. You know, I expected Nico to come in a really posh accent, like, yes, I want to be Prime Minister because this, and this. I expected the prank to just be the fact that a YouTuber is doing it, not like the entire run, if you know what I mean.
I needed to find a location that would work, and in London, that was going to be harder than I thought.
I'm worried it's going to cause a backlash, and I'm too old to deal with that at the minute.
But I haven't stopped doing silly things before when it all got tricky, and so I went out and sat on the phone for weeks, targeting every house, business, equestrian centre around Heathrow and Gatwick. I realised pretty quickly that Heathrow was never going to work. The planes fly over central London when they're coming into land, and I wasn't going to find land large enough for what I wanted. So that left me with Gatwick. A bit of investigative journalism on Flight Radar showed me that 75% of the landings came from the east. So this patch of land was my target. And after weeks of calling, I was invited for a site visit.
Hello mate, I'm here meeting Rosie. For what? Just to talk about some space you've got out there. She knows I'm coming today.
You're not got Ivy League boots and everything?
No, she just told us to come down at 11.
I eventually got a high vis on and had...
That seems quite rude. Unless it was the other guy that said it all for F's sake. I don't know, couldn't tell. I didn't even hear it. I heard like I guess someone's tongue smacking off the roof of their mouth, you know what I mean? Like a sort of Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to make a different sound, like a sort of. That's all I heard.
Look at the site, and it was perfect.
Rosie. Hiya.
The planes weren't actually flying in from the correct side that day, but you could still hear them as the runway was only a few hundred yards away.
Yeah, because planes are loud.
On a plane. I now needs to work out.
Wow, what quality content it's worth. Oh, it's only an hour old.
What I was going to write on this 80-metre long blank canvas. I know I want it to be something like welcome to, but I don't know where I'm welcoming them to. I'm doing this on the...
Oh, it's got to be perfect. We can't say, welcome to Birmingham. We have to say welcome to something else. Like, you're making it more complicated than it has to be. All you need to do is have a sort of sign that says welcome to, and anywhere that isn't Gatwick or whatever you said.
Back of an old script with one of my stand-up shows. Professional. I want the passenger...
Ah, Christ, he's a stand-up. Why don't you just do more stand-up instead of this? Let me see if I can find some of your stand-up, see what you're like. Now, I forgot about this. Because this video is always appearing, I recommend it, and they're probably going to appear even more now that I've seen 2 of his videos. Or, well, I've seen 2 of his videos. But, he did it 5 months ago, the 5,000 people. Like, that's an accomplishment or something.
To think genuinely for half a second that they have actually landed in the wrong place. So I was thinking of things like welcome to New York, Dublin, or welcome to Edinburgh. I just don't think it's that believable. Then the conversation is, where else could it be? Heathrow, City, Stansted would be quite funny. Or Luton, because there is a reputation about Luton that I am not going to confirm or deny whether I agree with that reputation, but it's considered to be the worst of the London airports, mainly because it's not in London. Luton is officially, objectively, according to Google, the worst rated London airport. There is data to back up this stereotype about Luton, okay?
Google reviews don't really count for anything. I mean, I only ever use Google reviews because I was told that I could possibly get those Google reward things for, that app where you supposedly take surveys and they pay you for it. Except I never got paid. Or, well, I never even got a survey once. But I don't even know what to... Right, my point is, you can't go off what Google says for reviews. Look up any crap show, right? I'm not talking like Riverdale because that's got good ratings and some good chunk of people say it's good and all, but I'm talking something that is 100% crap. Let's say Dawn of the Dead, or not Dawn of the Dead, House of the Dead, because that's considered the worst movie of all time. I bet you that when you Google it, it's going to say 80% of Google users like this.
They've got their own welcome to Luton sign. Right, okay. Right, having to size this up, I need an artist. And I had one. Introducing artist extraordinaire Angus. Angus the artist ordered a literal ton of tarpaulin to their house, and over 2 weeks, Angus got cutting, crafting, and before I knew it, it was the day of the installation.
6:45 in the morning. The last time I was in my car at this hour, I was picking up a pheasant from the side of the road. That is still warm. Slightly more exciting day today. I haven't seen the size of it. I don't know what's going to look like from the plane. It's very silly, but it's the reason why we do this. Silly to the max.
Hello! I arrived at the field and it was the first time that I could see all of Angus's hard work.
Jeez. How much tarpaulin is this? 150 square. Should we write welcome to?
The first step, laying out the gigantic 3x8 metre letters.
I want to point out that this isn't my first time noticing the background music. I just couldn't be bothered to say anything about it until now. I hope that this background music is copy free, Max. I nearly said Nico there. I'm not gonna watch Law's videos. I don't even know if I'll watch this entire video, and then I'll go on to someone else that I want to talk about. Screw it up, I will finish this video.
Like a birthday card when you're running out of space. Yeah. So let's just see how big they are. I'm just quite intrigued. So this is just the top half of the O. That's a big letter. There's the E. George is working on the C. That looks big enough. It's not the first time I've said that. We're writing in massive letters, welcome to Luton. Yeah. You seem to enjoy it. I'm excited now. There's Ryanair. Are they going to be able to see it? That is the big question.
I had agreed with the landowners that the sign would be up for 6 weeks, and so this sign had to be properly installed. And that meant painstakingly hammering a peg into each individual ringlet. And there was a lot of them.
How many individual ringlets are there?
382 to be precise.
This whole exercise wasn't cheap. All in all, the land...
I feel like if the reboot at The Office, you would be a good fit in it. Or, well, the Women's Cleaners, you'd be a good fit as, Will. Because, like, let me just rewind that.
To be precise.
Look at, like, the way that his arms are just by his sides, and, like, his entire body, bar his face, is still, but he just turns around and, like, his teeth are out like a rabbit. It just reminds me of Will from the In-Betweeners. And that is not a compliment.
The exercise wasn't cheap. All in all, the land, the sign, and the installation was costing me over £4,000. But that's how far I will go to make something silly.
My life is just peg, peg, peg.
Wait, no. And luckily, Lightyear was here to help burden that load.
A few more ringlets to go.
But more on them later.
The last one.
I'm gonna guess Lightyear, some sort of company that has sponsored this video, or they've asked you to make a video to promote them, and this what the whole point of the video is. It's not to prank people for 6 weeks. It's that just for that, just to let people know, hey, Lightyear is a thing. I don't understand why Lightyear were like, yeah, go on, do that. You go, yes, this is a great way to promote our comedy by getting a guy to trick people into thinking that they are not in London.
The sign was complete, but I actually had no idea what it looked like from the air. So the very next morning, I took a flight from London Heathrow to London Gatwick.
You don't need to do that, Max. I don't know what the price of an airplane ticket is, and I don't know what the price of a drone is, but you could have just bought a drone. Or you could borrow a drone. Because I bet when your mate has a drone, I bet you have a drone.
Via Amsterdam, and having boarded my flight in Amsterdam, taking my seat on the left-hand side of the plane, the
Sorry about that, I dropped my TV remote.
pilots came over the intercom to make the oddest announcement.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your flight from Amsterdam to London Gatwick. This morning I want to talk to you about Lightyear, the new investment app. But what makes Lightyear different to other investment apps? Well, they're absolutely the cheapest investment platform in the UK right now. No trading fees, no account.
Oh wow, it's stocks, I think. When you said that Lightyear were helping you put the pegs in, I thought that what you meant was that Lightyear was like a company where you can just hire people to help you with something like that.
Fees, and if you need to convert from pounds to dollars and euros, Lightyear offer completely free FX conversions for up to the value of £3,000 a month. Not too shabby. Never invested before? That's absolutely fine. Lightyear gives you a wealth of data information on the brands you want to invest in, so you can be more confident you're making the right decision.
Also, if you're trying to be unique in your sponsorship segment, you're feeling, mean, it is unique, but it's not entertaining. If you wanna be unique and entertaining, you should do what Marcus does with Raid Shadow Legends, because you know he was one of the first, and he was the best at it than anyone else, because everyone else just treated it like a normal sponsorship. Guys, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends and gives a description of it, but Marcus would be like, it's your boy, Raid Shadow Legends, and then jokes. Mostly about characters having big tits, but jokes.
Right now, Lightyear's available in the UK, but within a few weeks they're going to be live across the whole of Europe, and I'll let you know when. So, if you want a $10 gift from me and Lightyear to start building your investment portfolio, then download the app and use promo FOSH10. Lightyear also asked me to remind you that when you invest, your capital is at risk, and the value of any investment can decrease as well as increase. Okay, cabin crew for takeoff. Cabin crew for takeoff.
I have to say that the flight wasn't particularly packed. There weren't a huge amount of people to see the sign, but no matter, because as I approached Gatwick, there she was, in all her glory. And the woman behind me was a bit confused.
It says welcome to Luton. We haven't learned the Luton, have we? Over there. Sorry to panic you there. It just said welcome to Luton. I got scared for a minute.
Yeah, somebody obviously intending on scaring people flying in.
Do that.
A mean joke.
Yeah.
See, it is a mean joke. You are a dickhead. Like, it's sometimes fine when you're a funny dickhead, but you're not funny either.
I think we landed in the wrong place. Welcome to Luton, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I guess that won't make you look suspicious if you keep on saying, hey, look, it says welcome to Luton.
Just got the flight's definitely visible from the plane. You can see it 100%. I don't think many people on the flight really clocked it. Oh no, have I done this all for nothing? I guess it's now wait to see if anyone, I don't know, posts about it. I hope so. This tweet is popping off. I think it's on like 1,000 likes now. Just see.
Never say popping off again.
It goes from here, really. Hopefully it goes upwards.
Passengers flying into Gatwick were in a state of panic when they looked out of their windows to see the words "Welcome to Luton."
Someone in their garden spelt out the word.
Now, I don't know if you saw it or not, but like when
Passengers flying into Gatwick were...
Right, so this morning, and it says in the thing, Charles Camilla appear in EastEnders. But it changed there, and it said YouTuber pranks. So they already know that it's you. How do they know that it's you, Max?
A state of panic when they looked out of their windows to see the words "Welcome to Luton."
YouTuber pranks Gatwick
Someone
passengers
in their garden spelt out the words "Welcome to Luton" at Gatwick Airport.
He's looking out of the plane window and he's seen this huge sign and it's completely thrown him.
Practical jokes and pranks are always cruel. Is that... how do you feel, Ali? Tell me. It can be quite entertaining. Someone had a heart attack looking at that. Really?
So I'm sitting on the window seat, and all of a sudden there's just this massive sign that says "Welcome to Luton."
The most viewed news story on the entirety of the BBC.
Passengers flying into Gatwick. But
I mean, the BBC is full of crap. Maybe that's why, Max.
what a ship.
I just got a message saying it's on the news in Portugal.
Chama-se Max Fosh, junto ao aeroporto inglês de Gatwick.
Why is this going?
How do they know it's you? And wow, they're talking about it in Portugal, and they know who you are in Portugal. Well done, I guess.
International. It's not that funny.
I think it should be there for.
Then why did you make the video?
But I just think it's such a brilliant joke.
That's my kind of gag.
I think it's hilarious. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And with all this attention, I thought it was time to come clean.
It was you, wasn't it?
It was, mate.
You're the Luton, welcome to Luton man.
Yeah.
Come on.
It seems to me that Max is the kind of guy that likes to spend his money to show off that he's rich. So, right, so, you know, got Chad Hurley to subscribe to his YouTube channel. So we had to, I'm gonna guess, he had to book a flight to wherever Chad Hurley is living, track him down, and explain who he is, and say, can you please subscribe to me for content, and convince him to. So, money for plane ticket and anything else, like taxis and stuff like that. Becoming a member of the royal family. I don't know how you do that, so I don't know. I mean, like a popular. Paying a private investigator to follow you for a month. Why? I'm going to guess he took out a loan of $583 billion for no reason. Max, with that amount of money, you could have like dumped all your money, all that 583 billion. I don't even understand how you come across that, because there's got to be a limit on like that, because I think Wonga only goes to 200,000. But I mean, if you have $583 billion, you should dump all that into something. Don't do crypto. I feel like that. Put into a stock of something, and then watch that go up, and then sell your 583 billion, and you'll probably be a trillionaire. Although, then again, I guess if that's how it worked, then all the rich people would have done it already. His videos remind me of videos of another guy called Nick Robinson, where he likes to track down stuff like, the first video I saw of his was, there was in Japan in 2010, McDonald's used to use a DS to train their employees. Like, there was this game, and Nick spent however long getting access to this McDonald's game so he can dump it on the internet, and it's other similar videos where he spends a lot of money to do stuff like that. And the difference between him and Max is that he doesn't rub it in the face of people, and it is actually quite entertaining. So by now you've probably seen this video, but it would have had a different title a different title now from when you seen it, because back when you seen it, the video was called "This video has however many views," but the video is now called "This video has 53,672,293 views." I can't. Oh, actually, it's right there, and that's correct. It's over 2 years old. By a guy called Tom Scott, and his videos like sent garlic bread to the edge of space and edit. Probably garlic bread, because in 2018 or 17, garlic bread was a meme for some reason. Also, Nico did that recently. Nico's still in content. I mean, really, the only difference between Nico's video and Tom's video is that for Tom it was garlic bread and he had it, but for Nico it was pizza and he delivered it to someone else. Right, so the fact that he was able to, like, I didn't watch the whole video because you don't really need to watch 10 minutes and 39 seconds of that. Like, it was a very quick explanation of how the title is accurate. But it was impressive that he was able to do whatever it was. I saw the video around the time that it came out. So I don't even know. There's not much to talk about for Tom, and I'm not going to watch any of his videos. I just don't really like the guy.